Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. The team has trimmed the roster down to 53 players, and I'm just going to say this right now. There is going to be some changes over the next 24 hours, so make sure you click that subscribe button, and we're going to keep you updated. Let's go to the quarterback position here. Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, Nathan Peterman. No surprises here. Peterman did restructure his contract, so he'd be able to make $1 million guaranteed this season instead of making $2.1 million. This was, I believe, to just solidify his placement here on this team. The Raiders are going to spend $31.63 million this year on quarterback play. Running back time, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Richard, Alec Ingold to fullback, and then the fourth running back, Devontae Booker, who ends up beating out Theo Riddick. But I'll tell you what, the decision to cut Rod Smith was a tough one because this team's been looking for a bigger running back to help Josh Jacobs a little bit. Theo Riddick was a player brought in to be that pass-catching running back who the Raiders signed on the 31st and really gave Booker a run for his money. And then the final note there, Lynn Bowden Jr., if you don't already know, it's probably because you're not subscribed to the channel. The Raiders traded Lynn Bowden Jr. for a 2021 fourth-round pick. That was the pick that they sent the Dolphins in the Raekwon McMillan trade, so keep that in mind. Bottom line is this, here at the Raiders Report, I promise y'all we're going to be doing our best to keep you updated, covering breaking news, the latest news and rumors around your favorite Raiders team. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe, click that big red button, and if you are already subbed, you know that I appreciate you. We did just cross 51,000 subs, so if you haven't, click that red button and turn on your notifications so you know every time we drop a video. So I do want to bring this up real quick. DeAndre Washington, he was cut by the Chiefs. Do not be surprised if the Raiders potentially give him a phone call or even potentially bring him in. So that's something that I want you all to think about because as much as Devontae Booker has looked good and as much as Devontae Booker has run with that first team, I personally have more confidence in DeAndre Washington. So what I want you all to do right now, let me know who's the better running back, DeAndre Washington or Devontae Booker. I'm going to type my W, and yes, I'm happy that Booker made the team, but if you'd ask me right now, Washington or Booker, I'd rather the Raiders let go of Booker and bring back Washington. Wide receiver time. Henry Ruggs, Bryan Edwards. You're going to trust the two rookies to lead the team. You're going to have to. Renfrow in the slot. Nelson Agholor, Zay Jones. The surprise here is Rico Gafford. Shout out to my man Rico who ended up making the team. He was a player on the bubble, and ultimately, I believe the move of trading Lynn Bowden Jr. really opened up a nice little roster spot here for Gafford. So let's look at some of the cuts at the wide receiver and tight end position. Marcel Aitman, Keelan Doss, Pearson L., and then Nick Bowers, the UDFA from Penn State, ultimately did not end up making the team. But I do want to just shine more light on Rico Gafford because he's going to be able to bring speed. They're going to use him on special teams. And the fact that Bowden was getting a lot of work as a kick returner, look now for Nelson Agholor, Rico Gafford, and then Hunter Renfrow to really step up to be those punt returners and kick returners. But again, shout out to Rico Gafford. So let me know in the comments section here. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's YouTube video. So for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break while the ad is playing. I want you to scroll on down and let me know who are you the most upset about the Raiders cutting. Tight end position time, Darren Waller, Witten, Moreau, and then Derek Carrier. This was predicted. It shouldn't shock anyone. You know the Raiders and John Gruden have said for a while that they want to use a 3 tight end set. For me, that means you're going to have to end up keeping 4 dudes. Offensive line time here. The starters, again, no surprises, but keeping Brandon Parker because you decided to trade Sharp. Denzelle Good, Andre James made the team as a versatile lineman who can also back up Rodney Hudson. Simpson, the Raiders drafted in the 4th round, 109 overall. But the name that does actually surprise me that did end up not making the team, it was Sam Young. And I can't even believe I'm saying it. A player where the Raiders, they did end up cutting, Roos and Devy. They were earlier in the week. Eric Kush, number 69 jersey, Kush. I mean, come on. I still want to be able to get my hands on that jersey. And then the main move, though, that did really surprise me was them ultimately moving on from Sam Young, a player that John Gruden called a salty veteran, a player that was getting a lot of those first-team reps when Trent Brown was out. The defensive side of the football here, Clelin, Maxx Crosby, Maurice Hurst, and then Maliek Collins. No shocks there. Hankins, Ross, Arden Key, Nassib. The name that does really jump out to me, Kendal Vickers. So if y'all would have asked me, is Kendal Vickers going to make the team? I would have said no. The fact, though, that he did make it, he tweeted out, God is good and God has a plan. So shout out to Vickers for making the team. However, the Raiders, they did have to move on from maybe the most common name in the United States, Chris Smith, Sharif Finch, Dayton Jones, and then Mike Bonanzuk, UDFA out of Michigan State. They ended up getting the boot, but shout out to Kendal Vickers for making this team. So as soon as cuts happen, man, this is like where I'm like, okay, it's football season. We get to watch Raiders football, and what I want y'all to do right now that you know the 53-man roster, scroll on down and predict the 2020 record for the Las Vegas Raiders this upcoming season. We're going to keep it rolling here at the linebacker position. Littleton, Raekwon McMillan, Nick Wachowski, Nicholas Morrow, and Tanner Muse. These are going to be your 5 linebackers, but really look for the Raiders to really only use 4 of them. Muse has been struggling in camp. The reason why he made the team, the Raiders invested a 3rd-round pick, 100 overall in him. He's mainly going to be used as a special teams player. At the cuts position for linebacker, this was one of the positions that everyone was paying very closely attention to. Javin White, Kyle Emanuel, Kyle Wilbur, Justin Phillips. It doesn't surprise me with Phillips. Not shocked Wilbur, even though he was a special teams captain last year. Emanuel was a player that they signed. The real story here, though, is Javin White. Let me just say this. The Raiders really wanted to be able to keep White on the team. He did everything right. And I do believe the fact that this has been a crazy offseason with COVID and all that, I believe Javin White is going to be a member of this team, and he's going to be on the practice squad. Secondary time here. Trayvon Mullen, LaMarcus Joyner, Eric Harris, Johnathan Arnette. Those are going to be your starters. And then look for a little bit of a rotation of Isaiah Johnson, Amik Robertson. You also have, Dallin Leavitt making the team, which was a surprise. Keisean Nixon, a player that I predicted. But technically, if you follow in the video, you're going to see 54 names on our depth charts. The reason, Nevin Lawson is suspended week 1, so the Raiders will have to make a decision once Lawson comes back. I'm a believer that they keep Lawson, and then you potentially move on from guys like Isaiah Johnson, potentially move on from somebody like a Keisean Nixon, or even a Dallin Leavitt. So here's some of the cuts that they made in the secondary. Madre Harper, cornerback UDFA, Prince, Damarious Randall, those were both shockers. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that I did cover both of these moves. Dylan Mabin at the cornerback position. So if you made it this far in the video, I do appreciate you all very, very much. Who are you most upset about the Raiders keeping? I do want y'all to let me know. And before you go, I do want to hit you over the head with this deal that I got going on. Chatsports.com/RaidersMask. If y'all are looking for a new Raiders face mask, go ahead and get yourself one. There is a special offer for a 3-pack. I also posted it on the community as well, where you can get a 3-pack of Raiders face masks for $17.99. Bottom line is this. If you want to go to a bar, if you want to go to a restaurant, watch your team, you're going to have to wear a mask. Why not rep your team while you do it? Go to chatsports.com/RaidersMask. Another great offer. That pack of 4 for only $29.99. I'll put the link in the comments and in the description. Go ahead and get yourself a Raiders face mask. All right, we're going to finish it up here with special teams. Daniel Carlson, A.J. Cole, and Trent Sieg. Also look for Jalen Richard, Nelson Aguilar. You're going to see a lot of these different players be used as returners since Lynn Bowden was ultimately traded to the team. Raider Nation, y'all, you know I love you. I'm excited for the upcoming year, and if you could, please like the video. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.